No, it's because I put it on airplane mode before.
Why it's not automatically?
There you go.
Y'all Wi-Fi is what was it?
We changed it. It's right here.
But it should automatically still link because I linked to it before.
You did. Okay. That's wrong.
Probably would. Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, it's a cave in here. Like without Wi-Fi, you stay.
Yeah, it's not connected.
You connected?
We good?
I put it.
Now you can put it on the chat.
Yeah.
Water.
I'll see the page.
On the EMS class in 99.
This is his turn. Yeah, we're good. Jake wasn't pressing the button and shit. Alright, there you go. Yeah.
Anybody got the notification?
No, I never sent them notification.
Everybody ain't signed on yet.
So, that was the class?
Yeah.
It's live.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, probably.
Alright. Shalom.
Shalom.
Want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim teaching about the mind while mock. That's in sincerity and truth. GMS Dallas class setting. What we want to get into today is the history of Susanna. Right. As we get into this account, you're gonna notice things that you can apply to today. You're gonna notice how things were back then. We're gonna end up getting into the law a little bit. You see, it's one of those short one-page accounts, but it's so much within it that if you're in the spirit, you're gonna learn. You see, that's what this is set up for. Like Cap always say, we do these lessons for the edification of the hopeful elect. You see, this is one of those topics. This is one of those accounts that you can cover a lot of different things. You see, so with that, Lord willing, this will be edifying, and we go ahead and just jump into it. You know, whoever gonna read, we can start with Susanna. Just start at the top.
All right, Kyle. So this is the history of Susanna. At the bottom it says, set apart from the beginning of Daniel. And it says, there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman and one that feared the Lord. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
And what does Susanna mean?
Lily.
Yeah, and that's the Lord's favorite flower.
Con.
When you go into the what's that, Sirach? That's his favorite flower. I just wanted to bring that up.
Con. And notice that her parents were righteous. You see, so this is an Israelite woman with righteous parents. You see.
Meaning they were raised in the cut. She was raised as an Israelite woman. You know.
Yep, and that's the same. Like for example, when you go into Esther or when you read the book of Daniel, where it says that pretty much they dwelt at Shushan, the palace, or Susa. This also means lily, which is the same Hebrew word for Susanna as well, which is Shawashun.
Matter of fact, somebody get that real quick. What's it? First Esdras 25, 5 and 25.
With the ones
Yeah.
of all the lands, one world.
Yeah.
It's the second Ezra.
Second,
Yeah, second Ezra 5 and
like 24.
20,
I got you right.
24, and all. I'm gonna start at 23. And said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one only vine, and of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities thou hast hollowed Zion unto thyself.
Going into the Lord's favorite things amongst the creation. Right? All right, we can go back. Wow.
All right, so this I'll read verse 4. Back in History of Susanna, verse 4, chapter 1, verse 4 says, Now Joachim was a great rich man and had a fair garden joining unto his house. And to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others. The same year were appointed two of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people.
Notice they in Babylon. right? You're gonna notice that. You're gonna notice who ruling. You're gonna notice who the prophet is that's set up. You're gonna notice, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, these kept much at Joachim's house. Apostle in the rocks downstairs. It says, and all that had any suits in law came unto them. Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. You see in a situation where a woman is being lusted after by two dudes, right? And what's going to ensue from that, we just gonna keep reading. Go ahead.
Right, not only a woman who's ultimately married, and her mind is after the law of the Most High, and she's special to the Most High.
Right.
Which you can tie this story to the elect. You know?
Along with many other accounts where the woman is being shown mercy and favor.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 9, it says, and they perverted their own mind, and turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments.
You see?
Elders.
I would say elders that's just out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Fleshly, being carnal, super carnal. Know the situation, know her situation. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 10, it says, and albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief. For they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her. So pretty much they both were thinking the same thing, but they ain't want to display it publicly or openly amongst one another. But here it is, they both thinking the same thing in their mind.
Yeah.
Right? It says, yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
That's what I'm saying. So they done made this a thing.
Creeps.
You know what I'm saying? They done made this a thing. Go ahead.
I got a real quick one. Sirach 25 and 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. It's a real quick one.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to tell how you ain't supposed to be gawking over these females.
Right.
Yep. I also have one. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 27. It says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his mind.
And that, you seeing that on full display right here in this account.
All day, every day.
Right?
Yep, and that's talking about a married woman.
Yep.
Particularly.
Right.
Verse 13, it says, and the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that they had asked one another the cause, they acknowledged their lust.
That's what I'm saying. So you like, bro, what you doing back here? Same thing you doing back here, my nigga. What's up? You know?
Trying to see Susanna.
Right? Fly thickest. You know? Go
Trying
ahead.
to defile that virtuous woman.
Right, right. And that's gonna come up later.
That's wicked.
That's gonna come up later. Go ahead.
It says, then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. And if, man, nasty.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what the Lord was talking about. You done already did it up here. You see? Now it's gonna put. Now they try to play it out in the flesh. Go ahead.
It says, and it fell out as they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her.
Doing way too much. Go ahead.
Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and they went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid.
That's what I'm saying, man. Come on. They know the situation. They know who this is. But they ain't give a damn no. Right? Same thing that, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be equated to somebody else later in the story. Go ahead.
Yep. I was looking for this other precept in the book of Job. But
You may read while you look.
Yeah,
it's all good. I can tell you it's all good. Verse 19, it says, Now when the maids were gone forth, the 2 elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said,
Right, so basically they were like, if you don't let us run a train on you, we're going to lie and say you was with another guy.
Right.
We saw you with another man so that we can defile you anyway. So you go get condemned. Look, we're elders. Who you think they're going to take your word?
Right.
So either you let us smash or we going to lie and say Ronell smashed. That type of deal.
You killed.
Blackmail, that's
Trying to
blackmail.
frame her too, you know.
Now, watch how she respond, and then hold you to run it.
Blackmail, yeah.
Yep. Can I get a precept for you?
Yeah.
Because we're facing that as the elect right now.
Right.
That's what he said.
Right.
You know, that's what they're like, we're going to make y'all out to be thugs, all kind of shit.
If you don't get down,
Yeah.
This is Job 31 verse 9. It says, If mine heart have been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind unto another, and let others bow down unto her. For this is an heinous crime, yea, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judges.
And then that's what
That's
happened.
exactly what happened.
What scripture was that?
That was Job 31 verses, you saw verse 9, I read down to verse 11.
Job 31. All right.
Yep. Back in Susanna, the history of Susanna, verse 22. I'll read verse 21 again. It says, If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me.
Right? Showing that she had an understanding of the law. Right? So we gonna hold that. Go ahead, keep reading.
It says, And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all gonna overpower me otherwise. So I'm screwed either way. If I agree, I'm screwed. You know what I'm saying? If I don't, y'all elders, she was gonna lose either way. When you in a situation where you ain't got no other option, what's ours? Trust the Lord. Right? Keep reading.
It says, It is better for me to fall. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it, than to sin in the sight of the Lord. It says, With that Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the 2 elders cried out against her. Then ran the
she cried out because that's what she was supposed to do. You see? She cried out in sincerity. They cried out in insincerity.
Right.
You see? And it's gonna all come to a point in this story to where the trial it's gonna be a trial and all these different things. We about to be on trial.
Crying out too.
You see? We that damsel crying out. We know what's coming.
That's right.
Fast forward to today. We know what's coming. We know who ruling. We know the offer that's on the table. Right? We know the power that they got versus the power that we don't have physically. We know we up against it. Did she not know she was up against it? You see how is it starting to come together? Right?
Because Paul tells you in 2 Corinthians 11, I have espoused you to one husband.
Right.
So that you can be a chaste virgin to Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So the reason we're crying out on the highways in the Bible, we're already betrothed.
Right.
In the law, which the elder's going to get into it, in the law, if you're betrothed, all right, or married, all right, as a woman, you're supposed to cry out.
Right.
And what Esau is trying to do is insert a device into the Most High's woman.
Right.
He's trying to enter into her via his left hand means, and the Lord already has a plan. I'm going to dwell in them via spirit.
Right.
You know?
Right. And keep in mind that had already happened in the garden with Eve and the serpent.
Right.
You see? Also, the device ain't gonna work this time. You see? Just like it didn't work in the situation with Susanna. So let's go to the law real quick. Who got Deuteronomy?
I do have it.
Okay. We'll go. Yeah, make sure you talk loud enough.
This is Deuteronomy 22 and 25. If a man finds a betrothed damsel in the field, and that man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel that thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
See, so when you get into
Can you start at 23?
yeah. No, so what's going on is gonna give you three scenarios, right? The scenario that matches this particular account is what the brother just read. You see, the damsel that cries out, but you also have a damsel that doesn't cry out, right? And then you also have a situation where she's not betrothed at all. Okay, go start at 23, Papa.
Yeah, start at 23 here.
You can jump in there if you want to.
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gates of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones until they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he has humbled his neighbor's wives.
You see, that's the situation right there to where the damsel doesn't cry out. You fast forward that to today. You have damsels that don't cry out. You have damsels that do. Fill in the blanks.
Complicit if you don't cry, pretty much, you know.
Right. Basically, if you're not crying out against the devices of Esau, Edom, and you're teaching our people that it's, you're likened unto a whore. You're likened unto an adulterer.
Right.
You just opening your legs
Right.
like a nasty hoe.
Yeah.
You out in the earth as the woman of the Lord. You're supposed to be representing your husband.
Exactly. Right.
So if another dude or another philosophy tries to penetrate you, you have to reject that. You by law have to reject it openly.
Right. That's a woman's way of fighting by crying out.
Right.
Same.
Right.
Just like Susanna was. She
Right.
knew what was gonna go down once she started screaming.
Exactly.
And those two wicked elders knew the law also, that they was going to accuse her of not crying out.
Right.
Much like these various camps accuse us of lying about certain prophecies, in particular about Revelations 13 and 16. They say that we don't give the proper understanding and our doctrine changes, but that's not true. We're actually the ones that's crying out and warning the people. Right. You know?
Yep. We letting our husband know there's some mother trying to get at us. You see? And that's the point. It ain't no fault found in the damsel that cry out. Right?
I got to reach up.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, Go throughout the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's talking about us, essentially. You know, we are the Heavenly Father's bride, right? So this man, as the elder beautifully said, is trying to put something within us, right? But we already have that mark, which is this mark is the mark of the Tawah, meaning it's in from judgment. So we, being his bride, are crying out here, these abominations that are happening. We see this on the daily that goes on out here. But ultimately, that abomination is that MOTB.
Right.
What this man is trying to make us his. He's basically trying to take Yahweh Shem Shah's bride.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, and what is the tha in the Hebrew letter that goes into what? Like a covenant. It's like an X for a signature. We already got promised the covenant.
That's right.
You know, exemption from judgment. So why in the hell will we enter into a covenant with death? No.
Right.
Got it, bro.
Come. All right, let's go back to Susanna.
God. This is Susanna, chapter 1, verse 24. It says,
Can you
Oh yeah. Finish that in Deuteronomy.
It's going to bring out what you're trying to illustrate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and this is Deuteronomy.
And we're reading the Hebrew Israelite law.
That's right.
That's what we're reading here. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 25:25.
22?
20. No, you said 20.
I can start back up at 23.
Yeah. Start back at
Well,
20.
you said 25.
You
I mean
said
22.
22. Yeah.
Salakia. Chapter
No, 25 was where the point was at.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, go ahead.
Salakia. Deuteronomy 22:23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in a city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gates of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones until they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he has humbled his neighbor's wife. Thou shalt put away evil from among you.
That's what I'm saying. So the 2/3, right, is opening their legs, cut the camera on, let's roll. Trying to get the bread, right? What about the damsel that cried? Let's read about her.
Deuteronomy 22 and 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then that man only that lie with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Right? Now, let's go back to Susanna.
Although the act was committed,
Yeah.
she's free from penalty for her fervency, for her crying out.
Right.
That's sort of like the elect under Yahweh Shai's blood, you know, like you're under this grace period, we're crying out, so we're gonna be what? Excused from judgment, you know?
Right. Makes you think about Psalm 32. It says, "In their spirit is found no guile." Because if a woman cries out during the act and she's crying out of sincerity, there's no guile. There's no guile in her for doing that.
Right.
So you're pretty much marked exempt at that point because what? You cried out. You know.
Exactly.
So back in Susanna chapter 1 verse 24, it says, "With that Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna."
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They lied. You know? And the lie was so great. The lie was so great that they was like, it sparked thought. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never had no report like that.
This thing right here.
Right? Go ahead.
Can I get a precept for you?
Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 3 says, "Giving no offense in anything."
Break it down.
It says, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed." So even as we walk in this truth, as we walk in our daily lives amongst people in the world, as the scripture says, having your conversation honest amongst the Gentiles, we have to make sure that every action that we take and everything that we do, we keep the ministry in the forefront of our minds, so that what the ministry, that pretty much there's no offense to the ministry, there's no stumbling block to the ministry. You see, so when we read in Susanna 1 and 27, it says their servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. You see, so we don't want to have a negative report made about us in a sense, whereas how we walk in our regular daily lives. You see,
man, we gotta watch what we fucking do. You gotta watch. That applies to all of us, bro. We gotta. To us, it may seem harmless, but it can happen. Look, man, I'll put myself out there on the chopping block. I'll put myself on the fucking chopping block. Fuck that. Who the fuck am I? That's put it out there. The biker jacket shit. Now I knew what I was doing, but fuck that. No excuses for nobody. Like, we know it's bullshit. You know what I mean? But it was harmful to the ministry. So it was a mistake. It was something that I shouldn't have gotten involved with. But because what happened? And my look, what the Lord say? My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are greater than His. You know what I mean? In my mind, I know I was doing it for money purposes or whatever, trying to hustle, whatever, connections. But I didn't think about, I was being simple and carnal. I wasn't thinking about, I never would have thought down the line, that, homo ass niggas would, take shit to a certain level. We were talking about that today. That at that point, I never conceived that we would actually have homo type minded men that would take the, you know what I mean? But I didn't think, I ain't doing nothing wrong, really. But it was wrong because, as y'all bring it out, thing, we gotta keep the ministry. Now, if I was in the right spirit at that moment, I was saying, nah, man, I'm not even touching that shit. I ain't getting involved in that.
Or if you were involved, just don't post it.
Yeah,
just keep it
something
in your daily life,
exactly. It was something I was doing, and I knew what I was doing. But then I made, but we all simple. I ain't, whatever, I don't care. I ain't doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But then down the line, it could still be made to make the ministry in the name of Yahweh Shai look bad.
Protect the reputation of the body.
You understand? That. So I mean, that's all. I just wanted to throw that because I had to. As I was listening, I was like, wow, I felt cut. that. I eat that. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
That's right.
It is what it is. Ain't nobody above the Yahweh Shai. But that happen as an example and a lesson for future generations. You see? That right? That's it. So we gotta be careful with what we get involved with, even in our personal lives or things we do, or we just gotta be mindful of that shit, man. Like, okay, well, you know, like let's say you in the club, you taking pictures, you gotta be careful of all that shit.
Yeah.
We in that generation, we in that time, people are, niggas is hoes.
Right. What you post on.
You know, I have a picture with you with 2 chicks, and the chick will have a glow stick. You know what I'm saying? Some freaky
You
shit.
looking drunk and your eyes are one eye going this way, the other.
And you got the glow, the chick bent over and you holding the glow stick and shit. See, you freaking chicks up the ass with the glow stick. Even though it's just some bullshit. You know, you in the club with the chick, you know, whatever, she just kind of linked over and you drunk, she drunk, and then you got this, somebody passed it to you, but then y'all can none get a hold of it. See right there. But it's just gonna look fucked up. Because, you know, people go by visual perception.
Put that whack ass.
You know,
trap,
she bent over her ass right there, and you like this. See, and then, you know, simple-minded, the simple believe of every word. See, you got the proof. He's about to stick it right up her ass.
Right.
See, and nigga do be doing that.
Yeah.
Right?
How split footage you out on the highways preaching going hard, then on the next slide that image.
Yeah.
You know.
Who was reading?
Yeah.
But no, I just not to get off track, but I just had to comment on that, brothers.
All good.
That's why I threw myself out there, because that's the prime example. And y'all know the damage that caused, but that was that was totally spiritual. It was totally spiritual, but like, you can look at it from that angle, but then you can look at it from the other. The Most High did that as a stumbling block. That all of the above is true when it comes to that situation. All of the above is true. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna own my fucking part of it too. See, that's for you young brothers, man. In this truth, you gotta learn how to be a fucking man. And for you brothers that's watching, this is live, right? In this truth, you're gonna have to learn to be a fucking man. You gotta learn to be a fucking man, and you gotta learn to know when you're wrong sometimes, and just fucking say, I went off.
Just say calm.
What's wrong with just saying, I fucked up, I went off. Salakia, man. You know, hey, man, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I went off. But I prayed to the Lord for forgiveness. I asked the Lord to forgive me. Who the fuck is man? If I pray to the Lord for forgiveness, who the fuck? Nah, brother, you still wicked. You see what I'm saying? Now, the people that we get on, like Nate, Johanna, them Sakari niggas, all of them, right? We get on them dudes when have they publicly repented? Right? You see what I'm saying? When? Got on the video and said, look, I went off. I kind of went off. I had when?
Well, Sakari did it for the Passover, but then he started cursing everybody out 2 days later.
It wasn't sincere. It was like
you see what I'm saying?
Half sincere.
I don't give a shit, bro, man. All that ego shit is like out of me, man. I got no more of that shit I got no more left. Like, you get to a point in this truth.
You get tired of fighting?
Like, yo, man, look, man. I'm not 21 years old no more. I'm not 18 years old no more. Like, I done been through everything and seen everything in this truth. Like, I got no more fucking energy for bullshit. In the world or in the truth. You understand? I'm just me. I'm just a fucking regular guy, average man. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Serving the Lord. You got something?
Where we at?
Susanna.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Susanna.
Go. No. I just had to bring that out. Because that was a testimonial.
Right.
That was because it ties in.
It ties into everything we talk
That's
about.
why I had to
right.
give that testimonial.
Right.
Because I felt that.
Right. And you got to be also in that situation Susanna is in. She had to suffer wrongfully and wait on the judgment of the Lord.
And she didn't do nothing wrong.
She didn't do nothing wrong. So there's sometimes things may come on you in the spirit that you may have to sit through, and it's not true.
Right.
But the narrative is being.
We talking about on the trail today. On the trail today.
Right.
We were talking about that. The thing, but remember today on the trail we were talking about that.
Right.
the shit, most of what was being said against brothers
Right.
was bullshit. Brothers,
Yeah.
brothers' jobs, brothers,
Yeah.
all that. But brothers had to, remember what you said it today. You said the Lord, you said, well, to tie in what you're gonna go back into that?
Yeah.
To tie in, you said on the trail,
Right.
you said, yeah, but the Lord we want the Lord to, I'm gonna repeat what you said.
Right.
You said, yeah, you know what, the Lord, we be wanting shit to happen right there.
Right.
But the Most High do it in His perfect
Doing
time.
it in his time.
Repeating verbatim what this elder said.
Yep. Yep.
And going to Susanna.
Right. So it's a lot you can take from these stories. You just read these stories. Every little thing, this book is ever living.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's every little thing you take it and you got to apply it in the spirit. That's how this book. That's how we teach the Bible.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. I find the spiritual that as we were speaking, I have like a verse of the day that popped up on my phone, literally as we were speaking. And the verse that popped up was Psalm 27:14, where it says, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord."
Right.
That literally popped up as he was talking. You know.
Let's get back to the spirit.
Okay. Susanna 1:27. When the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
Mischievous devices. That's what Esau's trying to do to the Lord's woman right now.
That's
He's
right.
all these mischievous devices on how they gonna trip us out.
Right.
They lay a snare for him to reprove in the gate.
Right. Yeah.
So they laying a snare for her who cried out right here.
That's right.
Wow.
All things are written aforetime, are written for our learning.
That's
And
right.
through patience and faith of the saints.
Right.
Right.
See, because it's gonna come a point in time where all of us gonna be accused individually. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get tight for all of us. You know. So going into these accounts, bruh, two elders. You know what I'm saying? A married woman, she smaller than both of them. You know we just read.
Hey, can I be honest with you, brother? That's, to a degree, I mean, you're right, it's gonna intensify, but to a degree, it's already happened.
Yep.
To
That's
be
right.
honest with you, see, because we sitting there, well, that's gonna happen. The shit is already happening.
Yeah.
You brothers gotta get it in your head. We in the time of prophecy now.
Gun.
Going back to what we was talking about again, Yashawamba, earlier. You know, them niggas, they were calling brothers jobs and
Right.
calling brothers family, calling people that brothers know, trying to get brothers fired, trying to fuck up brothers' businesses, trying to. That was I'm sorry, that was an individual attack
That's right.
on brothers. Yeah, and these niggas really did it. The demons really did it. They didn't talk about doing it; they did it.
They did it.
So to back up what you said, that already happened. It's happening now.
And them
These
brothers-
niggas actually attacked brothers individually.
Yeah.
It wasn't, so that showed, it was like personal. So it's them spirits.
Brothers still here.
So Susanna, yo man, for a woman, now, wait a minute, they get mad saying we just fuck the women, right?
Right.
Look at what we going into now. We're reading about one of the Israelite sisters.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
Susanna 1:29, it says, I'm gonna read verse 28 again. It says, "And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death, and said before the people, Send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, Joachim's wife. And so they sent. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. Wow.
Man, I'm just gonna take it. Yeah.
Hey, brother, that's the same guys back in the reincarnation that's coming against us now. What the scripture said, deliver us from wicked and unreasonable men. That's them same wicked niggas. These niggas are wicked as all fucking hell. Basically, they were lusting after her. So they cover your face. Not like, or to shame her, and also so they can look and their rods could get hard. And lust in their minds. Telling you, bro, man, that the Most High is showing us in the scriptures the level of a wicked nigga.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Joachim, what if he just would have got angry and put it to death?
Right.
Like Othello. Now Othello was a story that William Shakespeare wrote. You guys, well, I know y'all seen movies of it. Have you ever read Othello, the play, or you guys know about Othello?
Yeah.
You young brothers.
I heard of
You
it.
gotta brush up on some history, man. But anything, Othello was a Moor. He was an Israelite. But it wasn't like a true story. It was a story written by William Shakespeare. Y'all know who William Shakespeare was, right? He was a Jake. He was an Israelite. Shakespeare was a real, actual person, but he wrote stories. He was an author, you know. He was like back then what you would consider a Spike Lee or one of these great writers, and he wrote plays, you know. So one of the plays or one of the great stories he wrote was called Othello, and it was a story of this Jake, and he was with a woman. Now, as they portrayed it, she was supposed to be an Edomite, but really, who knows? Maybe I think she was supposed to really be a Jake anyway. She wasn't a, in the movies, they made movies about it, they portray her as being white, but it's bullshit. I think originally she was a Jake, because Shakespeare was a Jake. So she was a Jake, it was all Jake. Anyways, Iago, he was like Othello's servant. Othello was like a lord, he was like a royalty, he was a Moor, like a Moorish prince. He was a Moorish prince. And hey, that's probably where Shakespeare got the idea of Othello from Susanna.
Probably so.
Maybe it just, maybe some of that is elements from what we're reading. Anyways, Iago, he was this guy's servant. He was like his man, his second in command, his man at arms, but he was wicked. And basically he brought accusations against, I forgot her name. Oh no, it just popped in my head. Desdemona. That Othello's woman was Desdemona. And this guy, Iago, who is a real rat, he's like, she's committed adultery. And then he actually, he planted evidence and he did wicked, evil shit to make Othello really believe that his woman was committing adultery. And then, it's like a tragic story, man. Othello ended up killing him, man. He ended up putting his woman, and she was innocent. He ended up putting her to death, and then after he put her to death, somehow a spirit came out that this guy was lying. So Othello killed Iago, then he killed himself.
Yep.
Now, what if this brother,
Yeah,
what if Joachim would have just put her to death, like Othello?
right. Mercy rejoice over judgment. That shows in this account too.
God.
You have to judge the law too, that we read in Deuteronomy
God.
22.
But what if he had just put her to death? You know what it says in the scriptures? Jealousy is the rage of a man. He will accept no reward, man. When a man is in the spirit of his jealousy, he's just ready to put you to death. Put the woman to death, So that show you that the Lord was dealing, man. Go ahead, brother.
God. Back in Susanna chapter 1, verse 32, it says, and these wicked men commanded to uncover her face.
Iago. Go ahead.
For she was covered that they might be filled with her beauty. Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept.
She was covered.
Exactly.
We're covered. The elect are covered, all right, with the garment of righteousness. All right, covered through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're already covered. So these other philosophies, they ain't penetrating.
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now that, you got
That's
it,
right.
bro.
Ducking fiery darts.
Say the state wants us naked again.
Right.
Yep. Verse 35, it says, and she weeping looked up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord.
You see that? You see that? No matter what the situation, no matter how bad, no matter, you know what I'm saying? And then, as we keep reading, Daniel gonna pop up on the scene. He did the same thing when he was in his situation.
Prophet Daniel.
You see? Go
Can I
ahead.
get a quick one? Please?
Oh yeah.
This is Jeremiah 4:31. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, in the anguish of her that bringeth forth her first child. For the voice of the daughter of Zion that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, woe is me, for my soul is wearied because of murderers.
Murders.
It's the elect crying.
And murders are not just literal murders.
Yeah.
It's spiritual.
The system. Yeah.
We're being murdered. What's that scripture? We are
We
killed
die
all the day long.
That's right. That's right.
Every day, brother, we got the scoffers coming against us.
Right.
Then we got these wicked 2/3. We're talking about this. They see us, hey, motherfucker, weird, something wrong, and maybe you're fat. All kind of wicked, evil thoughts that you can go in Walmart, you can go in the corner store, people just looking and just thinking all kind of wicked, evil shit against you. I'm like that motherfucker. I sound like he look. Like whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You know, scheming evil thoughts against you, or they see you with your woman, and man, I don't fuck, I don't pop his woman.
Yeah.
It's whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa.
Faggots.
She's crying. The woman is crying because of all of these things happening.
You get mad, man.
Yeah.
Fucking faggots looking at here, but the faggots looking at us. You know what I mean? You out there, some damn sodomite looking at you, thinking all kind of foul thoughts. You can't do nothing about that. We trapped in Babylon.
And we're screaming to get out.
God.
And in Isaiah 19, it says they're going to cry unto the Lord because of their oppressors, and he's going to send them a savior. It all goes hand in hand. This story is totally in the spirit.
Oh, man, I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
No, because it hit home, brother. That's why I gave that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just sat down and the brother brought that out. It hit home for me, man. You know, it's true, man.
You got something?
God. It's Sirach chapter 51 and verse 6.
You ain't got to put the camera over.
It
Yeah,
says,
but you gotta put the camera on.
I'll be right back.
Sirach 51 and 6 says, by an accusation to the king from an unrighteous tongue, my soul drew near unto death. My life was near to hell beneath. You know, and this whole chapter is a prayer of Yahweh Shah, you know, the son of Sirach. And, you know, he was pretty much praying, you know, that the Lord would deliver him from those, that unrighteous tongue that's going to accuse him. You know, and we're in that same predicament, Revelation 12 and 11. You know, the accuser of our brethren. And one more scripture says, they compassed me on every side, and there was no man to help me. I looked for the succor of men, but there was none. And that was the predicament she was in. Like nobody at that time, you know, was there to help her out. Just like for us today, we don't physically have somebody backing us up, you know, to try to free. Now we know in the heavens we do.
We have an advocate. Our lawyer is up in the heavens.
Come.
And this is a trial getting set on earth. They call it the day of judgment.
Right.
For it to be the day of judgment, everybody's pretty much pleading their cause. Esau's pleading his cause through his science, and he's offering up his sacrifice, and this is ours.
Right.
So the judgment, where the Lord is getting ready to make it, he's going to hear all sides out, and he's going to judge accordingly.
That's right.
You know, and it's already forewritten that he's going to justify the elect.
Right.
So that's where we have comfort.
Yeah.
Going into the trial knowing, all right, hey man, Lord willing, we know it's written, somebody going to be justified.
She went into the trial praising the Lord. She went into the trial praising the Lord. You know?
Well, the Lord made it clear. He made it very clear in the scriptures that He's gonna justify the elect.
That's it.
Okay, He made it very clear that He's gonna justify the elect. 2 Ezra 8 and 50. What does it say? And seek out the glory for such as be like unto thee. Unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is opened unto you. That's 2 Ezra the 8th chapter, 50 on down. Going into the 9th chapter. Okay, so look, man, it's all about give diligence to make that calling and election sure.
That's right, Con.
That's it, and praying to the Lord. Just like, hey, man, Apostle Tahar said, well, look, man, I mean, you know, we say that we of the elect, we hope we of the elect. But if we keep doing the work, then who the fuck else could the elect be? If you don't fall out the truth, you just keep doing the work. When Yahweh Shai comes, who else could the elect be?
You know what I mean?
Right?
Facts.
It's just like the scripture. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. You know.
Let's get back into it.
Gotcha. This is history of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 34. Verse 35. It says, and she weeping looked up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord. And the elders said, as we walked into the garden alone, this woman came in with 2 maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away. Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be on trial. they gonna be lying. You gonna have to endure. You know what I'm saying? We already, like the apostle said, we already enduring.
35 and 11. False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not.
Mm-hmm. You see? And they did the same thing with your house shot. You know what I'm saying? Stood in line.
Well, 9/11. When 9/11 happened, just real quick, we had the school, the building in Bridgeport. Y'all have seen it. And we had the sign up there in the ancient Lashawan Kodash. And there was a mosque, a Muslim mosque up the road. And it was already known that the Muslims, so-called, attacked the Twin Towers. The cops rolled on us. The feds and the cops rolled on us. And they put it on the news. So in a way, some of that has already happened. Remember, some of the brothers got arrested, you know? They grabbed some of us up, and brothers got arrested. Some of the elders, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rambam, they didn't grab. I didn't get arrested that day, and I understood why. But anyways, they grabbed some of the brothers up. Then they put us on the local news, said that we had something to do with the damn
Man,
a little small rinky-dink group in Bridgeport, Connecticut. People really thought that they said we had bombs in the school, all that bombs, Joshua Wamba.
Man,
They said we had bombs in the fucking school.
Things I knew not.
Yeah, man.
for reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, see?
Yeah, she said we had bombs. And the stupid, dumb, bonehead niggas in Puerto Rico in the neighborhood, they had bombs. They really thought we had something to do with blowing up the top. But this the backup we got.
They gonna blame everything. They gonna blame everything on the middle of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
Verse let's see, verse 37. It says, "Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her. Then we that stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness, ran unto them. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out. But having taken this woman,
Opened the door and leaped
I'm
out.
talking about came up with a hole. You know what I'm saying? Fabricated. You know, but that's how it's gonna be. That's how it is. You see?
not yet.
Okay.
And it was a woman. Susanna was a woman. Her faith had to be strong, man.
Yeah.
You know?
We can
But
learn
don't
about
tell me she wasn't scared.
Right. Verse 40, it says, "But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify. Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death." Man.
And see, as the scriptures talks about, like, we're gonna have to go through that. Being numbered amongst the transgression. There's gonna be a narrative pushed about who you are, what you're about, that is untrue, and people are gonna believe it.
Man.
That's the trial. That's a part of the straight gate.
Right.
And the test for each man is, do you really love not your life unto the death? The only way you'll get through that is if you don't give a fuck about this world. If you care about this world, you're gonna fold.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna fold. You're gonna say, I have interest in this world. The way people look at me, the way they're talking about me, is gonna alter my belief in the Lord.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
Quick precept.
Yeah.
Real quick one, Matthew 10 and 18, "And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles."
The Lord can have you rounded up, thrown into a martial law truck, taken somewhere, and then somebody walks up to you a day later, "Are you such and such? Come with me." And they take you, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. But the Lord already had provision. They taking you, you don't know who the fuck, why they want me. And they take you in front of goddamn a governor or Joe Biden. And you sitting in front of him, and the Lord is going to put a testimony in your mouth to tell him. And then a miracle can happen.
Yeah, even your old decrepit ass, you can chop my head off right now. Hey, go out with a blaze of glory.
Right.
So you can take me in the next room and kill it to me, but you fucking old decrepit devil. You the Esau, you're the devil, and the Habashah is coming. I'm prepared to die today. You gotta come in that spirit.
And the Lord said He gonna put it in your mouth anyway.
Yeah,
What He wants you
yeah.
to say. Oh,
Yep.
go ahead.
It says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in that same hour where ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh
So you're
in
not
you.
even gonna have to prepare a speech. The Lord at that He gonna speak through you, and it's gonna be whatever they need to hear, and then maybe an angel show up and deliver you from the situation.
You already know to be walking through the. You already know to be walking through the doors. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. That's all we got to say. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. You going into the fire, praising the Lord, just like our forefathers and foremothers. It's in here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Let's keep reading.
Verse 42. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting power, that knowest the secrets, and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel.
That's what I'm saying. And just like the apostle, when they tell us that story about the 9/11 situation, out of nowhere came this lawyer.
Yep. Amalekite, a little short ass, 5 foot Amalekite, little skinny old Amalekite woman.
You know?
I was in the court. You know, we had to come. You know, yeah, man. She was a public defender, but she was going hard. She was like William Kunstler, man. She was going hard, boy. She was going hard, bro.
Right.
For the brothers that was in that
There was
situation.
a spirit on her.
Yeah, the Lord put she had the heavy, powerful spirit on her. She was, no, this is bullshit. This is a railroad job because they don't like what these men are teaching.
Right.
She was going hard. And that very night, the spirit had it with it. Because they put the brothers' bills were at $250,000.
This is 9/11.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Who got arrested? Apostle DeBar, Apostle Aramla, Elder Sakaran. There was another dude, he ended up falling off. His name was Karatazai. Elder Sakaran. I think it was those 5 that got, the brother, the Levite brother, he's cool, still cool with him, Rakam. We told y'all about him. I think y'all met him. He came while I think y'all was up there.
Yeah,
Rakam.
dark-skinned dude.
Dark-skinned dude, he's a Levite, Rakam.
Yep.
That brother's a help.
Yeah.
That brother that helped me, helped all of us.
Yeah.
Rakam. So like 5 or 6 brothers, and then the rest of us that didn't get arrested, we had to go to court. But brother, the bonds were $250,000 bonds.
Wow.
$250,000. We didn't have the money for that. But the spirit worked it where after that Amalekite woman got done in the court, the bonds got, because it was a false arrest. It was a false arrest, so they got scared because then after that reality set in that they knew damn well we wasn't so they got scared. So of course the judge, whoever the bonds got dropped extremely low, and it basically was put down to like a breach of peace, which we didn't do it. They started, but whatever. But it was to a point where we were able to get the money to bond brothers out. You know what I mean? We had to gather the money up to bond brothers out. But see. But brother, it was a $250,000 bond.
It was the Spirit.
Right.
Now, Susanna, she got sentenced to death because of these lies. Trusted the Lord, threw up a prayer. Now what's happening? Go ahead.
This is Susanna, chapter 1, verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel.
Can I ask the brothers on that just came in, what tribe was Daniel from?
Judah.
How would you know that?
Because he was one of the fruits that they took during the Babylonian
There
captivity.
you go. It was prophesied to Hezekiah. So Daniel is in the line of Yahushua.
Yep.
He's of the king's lineage in Babylon. So this is symbolic of also what Yahushua, who's coming through that line, is going to do as well for the elect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
His name also means God is my judge.
Right.
So this is kind of like the omen right here in this story, like how the Lord put that judgment type spirit on him to judge accurately.
Absolutely.
Verse 46, it says, who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? So he, standing in the midst of them, said, are ye such fools? ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth ye have condemned the daughter of Israel?
You see? That judgment was so off. You know what I'm saying? And nobody believed him. It's gonna be, she got sentenced to death because 2 niggas was lying. Right? Think about that. Let that sink in. She was finna die over this shit.
And these 2 wicked niggas, if she had got put to death, they would have been able to look in the mirror and sleep soundly. That's how, brother.
Yeah. Right.
That's why these, I ain't gonna get too deep up, but I'm just gonna make it quick. That's why these fucking bozos, y'all look down on Israel. Y'all hate Israel. Man. Right. But you know what? At the end of the day, brother, once again, me and the elders, that's what I was talking earlier, they just need to be roasted with fire.
That's the only answer.
Like, you know, like y'all brothers like grilling and
That's the solution.
getting the good on the grill. And he said that fucking, just open a giant fucking grill
Yeah.
and get coals and fire and just put niggas on the grill.
Yeah.
Okay?
They gotta go.
Right.
They gotta go,
If
man.
you ain't down with that, then you ultimately are part. You want the innocent woman to be condemned.
Yeah.
That's the Lord's plan for him.
Yeah.
Grill him.
Nope.
Cook them. And just grill them to the point where there's nothing but ashes left.
Yeah.
Nothing. No bones, no sinew, just ash. Pretty much cremation.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right. I have to get a precept real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 17. It says, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. See, so you got to give place to the law of Yahweh Shem Shai while you judge a case. You see, the law is here. The law is our guide, our schoolmaster, but you got to use the law in the spirit. And that's exactly what Daniel was doing in the scenario and situation. And you're going to, as we read down, you'll see exactly how he judged it.
Hey, now the young brother mentioned Omen Noman and Daniel was of that line of Yahweh Shai. That's why when Yahweh Shai came in the scene, he was cutting the fuck out of them wicked Pharisees. Because they was going to do this, that history repeated it.
Yeah.
What am I talking
They were
about?
trying to do that to him.
Him and who else?
That woman.
The
adulterous woman.
Who was that woman?
Mary Magdalene?
That was Mary, yeah.
Mary Magdalene.
That was her.
Yeah.
They were going to put her to death and said she committed adultery. Now, whether she really did, maybe she really did commit adultery. Like, going back into it, they said, we caught her in the very act. Looking back at it, now, we always assumed that she committed adultery. But, look, hey, I'm just spiritually speculating. Maybe Mary Magdalene really didn't commit adultery.
Right, maybe they were lying.
Maybe they were lying.
Which is the same thing.
Right? Because remember, at that time, the law was in full of, but Yahweh Shai was forgiven. He had the power to forgive her. But if she really did commit adultery, technically Yahweh Shai was about the law.
Right.
She should have been punished.
Right, because at that time, the Jews they still had a running government where they could execute their laws in their region, but they were under Roman jurisdiction. So you got a wicked nigga taking the laws and using it to put people unjustly to death. That happened at periods in Israel.
Like we need this person out of there.
Yeah, they'll do some wicked shit, but they have the power through law, you know?
They did it with the Lord.
And the Romans couldn't say that.
Yeah.
And the Romans couldn't say it because they said, well, look, according to Roman law, y'all said we could govern ourselves.
Right.
And then Pilate, okay, well, look, we can't interfere. They want to put and that's, but yo, that was beautiful what the Lord got these niggas, man.
Yes.
Because that's why they brought him to Pilate.
Yeah.
You kill him, Pilate, because they knew that they really had no cause to put Yahweh Shai to death. But they finagled it, and Pilate did it anyway. And that devil, I wash my hands. No, you fucking devil.
Nah, you still.
Your hands ain't washed. Because if Pilate was really righteous, he would have released Yahweh Shai.
Right.
He said it, I found no fault in this man. So that proved Pilate was they tried to make it like Pilate. They always try to draw Pilate like he was this good guy.
He was a whole ass nigga too.
Yeah, because he had the authority to fix the whole situation.
Yeah.
Disannul
Worse like that.
the whole situation. But as we know, it couldn't go down that way.
Right.
Yahweh Shai had to be sacrificed, but it's going back. Mary Magdalene. Remember they wanted to put her to death.
Yeah, maybe she had the scoop on one of them dudes.
Yeah.
You know, something they did, you know.
God.
She had a testimony.
So this goes back to Susanna. Remember the same thing. They were going to put, hey, who knows, maybe Mary Magdalene could have been Susanna in the reincarnation.
Man.
I got it.
Right? Because she was in that. Remember what the scripture says. Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that has been is that which shall be,
no
and that which is done is that which shall be done. Now the young brother brought up that Daniel. Not saying Daniel was Yahushua, but I'm saying Daniel came of that line of Yahushua.
Right.
So during that time of Daniel, the Lord used Daniel to deliver her, but then during the time of Yahushua, which Yahushua was in the line of Daniel, maybe Yahushua himself delivered her. I'm just spiritually speculating.
Right.
Because heavy how this is connected. The Bible is one big puzzle, bro.
Yeah.
So maybe Susanna, Mary Magdalene might have been Susanna back in the reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? Because she was in the same situation again. And them same wicked niggas that was trying to get her, that was probably the same guys back. You know what I mean? But continue, man.
I appreciate it. But you can't get a power of judgment into the hand of niggas. This is St. Matthew 23:23. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law." Judgment. So judging a situation, you know what I'm saying? You got to be spiritual to judge. It says judgment, mercy, and faith. So that's the point. Those are the weightier matters of the law. Even with King Solomon, with the baby situation, that was a technicality to where strenuous judgment and discretion had to be applied, you know?
Yep.
So that was a hard case, just like this case with Susanna, you
You
know?
know what it's showing you? The law itself is not always just black and white.
Exactly.
It's spiritual.
It's
You gotta be in the
spiritual.
spirit to judge.
See, so all these dumb brothers, you got a lot of ignorant people out there. You got a lot of ignorant guys out here. You got guys that, like, and this, as we always say, this is why this is heavy going into this. Because see how this, you just reading the story and this it's deeper than just going into the history.
Right.
You see how this shit is opening up Pandora's boxes?
Yeah.
Brother, this truth is not black and white. And as your road in this truth, as your journey in this truth, you're gonna learn that. It's not about little brother, no, he went off. No, you going off.
Right.
You wicked, he wicked.
Lay the hammer.
Spun doing turkey sandwiches.
He with a white woman, like, you know,
Yeah. Just being a demon.
or whatever. You understand? This is like that.
Doing too much.
Doing too much.
Right.
Y'all going off, man. Y'all going off. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. Come on, the law is not just black and white. It's
spiritual.
It's spiritual.
That's what Jake don't understand.
Bahar and them said you could deal with prostitutes. Okay. The woman you with, was she a virgin when you met her? How many? What was her body?
Yeah, let's get technical in the law.
Let's get technical. No, them guys want to talk about the law, the law, the law, the law. We gotta be righteous Israelites and we in goddamn Babylon, nigga. Then if that's the case, when the Passover come, we gotta fucking find a way to get that whole lamb with the pertinence. We gotta roast it. We got to go out to the land, Ariala, and if we still here for next Passover, we gotta, we gotta go out there to the property and we gotta try to get a whole.
Do it right.
We gotta do it right.
Gotta find a first
Otherwise, we ain't gonna make it, brother.
Find that first job.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Jump the gate, man. Take a lamb from somebody.
Oh, for you brothers that live with your woman, when she's on her moon cycle, you can't be there. You gotta leave the house for a couple of days.
Get a hotel every.
You gotta get a hotel.
Get one for her. Yeah, get one for her.
Yeah, you gotta send her to a hotel.
brother.
Oh, you're right. That's exactly because I'm scared. We did the women. We didn't leave. They left.
They gotta leave.
I'm
They didn't
scared.
touch.
When the women would go in their moon cycles, they had to go off into their own little encampment. They had to separate from the tribe. They had to go out into like their own little in the woods and set up their own little camp because certain women moon cycles run concurrent with each other, so they wouldn't be alone. So they had to go out into the woods and set up their own little campsite for the time that because they were unclean. They couldn't be amongst the people.
I bet you they enjoy
The
it.
Gad Israelites, right? But anyway, that's the point. But the law is not just black and white. So that's what Daniel and Yahushua was trying to tell these fools. Because they were going to put this woman to death unjustly. Okay? But let's finish up the story, man.
Come. So we're back in the history of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 48 again. It says, "So he standing in the midst of them said, Are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel? that without examination or knowledge of the truth ye have condemned the daughter of Israel? Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, Come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing the Most High hath given thee the honor of an elder. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Then said,
Since you are
The wicked niggas.
Yeah, let's go back. Since you are, let's see. He called him on their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be an elder of Israel, but here it is. This Israelite woman about to die. Cause let's go see. Took him back to the crime scene. He got forensic on their ass.
Now you said these guys were elders of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what we said, when that time comes, when they start really rolling in the concentration camps, guess what? When Esau gonna grab some of us up and bring us before, but guess what? Guys like Nate, Johanna, they gonna actually be like they'll make a deal with Esau. They gonna testify. They gonna be, look, we got witnesses. They say the Jaws actually had bombs, and then the door gonna open. Bring them out. General Johanna gonna come out. Yeah, them niggas. I heard them. I know Taha. I know Taha. Yeah. I know Taha back in One West. I can prove it.
Yep.
He said he was gonna assassinate the president. He said it.
Yeah.
That nigga Taha said it.
Well, they call us black Hebrew Israelites.
Yup.
They make it a point. You call us black
Nate.
Hebrew Israelites.
Because remember, we know those guys. And Esau know that, like, remember, they could pull up old footage.
Yep.
They could pull up old pictures of all of us in One West. Right? They say, look, we know them guys. Look, see? And of course, they're going to come after the leadership first.
Oh, yeah.
What's the old saying? Smite the shepherd and the sheep shall follow.
Oh, yeah.
So their thing is, well, we grab up all these niggas, grab us up, the apostles and the top elders, then they just get rid of all of us. Then maybe the rest of y'all just freak out and
Just scatter.
and just scatter. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right? If we grab their leaders and just put them all to death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right? And then they're gonna get false like elder, because these guys were right? Johanna and Nate gonna come out, get out of Nate, he's a cop anyway. It's like 5,000 people died. Just
They killed 5,000 people with 3-2.
And he'll have documents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Esau's paperwork.
You have a manila folder full of documents. Let's go, baby.
But that's what happened to Susanna.
Yep. They tried to use the law against her real quick. Because the scripture says that at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let all things be established. So since it was 2 elders, it was just immediately taken as proof and truth. So the Spirit had to intervene. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to have for us, man. You know, that's that intervention of the Spirit and the sacrifice that Yahweh made is intervention for us as those witnesses for us. Okay?
Verse 50 again, it says, Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, talking about Daniel, Come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing the Most High hath given thee the honor of an elder. So they were saying that in a slanderous, they were saying that pretty much like in a slanderous tone.
Yeah.
Now, who the hell are you, since you want to be an elder? You're right, pretty much what they saying, right? It says, Then said Daniel unto them, Put these 2 aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. You think about it, man. Daniel was like an FBI agent.
Well, that's how you that's right there. These court trial methods go back to the scriptures, man. That's an interrogation. You split everybody up.
Interrogation.
Everybody get to snitching on each other, changing the story.
Well, Esau pushing that now.
Yeah.
If you see something, say something. I saw commercials I seen here in Texas, in North Dallas. Be suspicious. If you see anything suspicious, tell. And of course, they had some dumb Issachar like, yeah, like that. Yo, these people are through, man.
All the way.
These people, people are really zombies, man. If you see something suspicious, tell. So they can see you going in your own car. That's suspicious.
Yeah, like you trying to open your car up and shit. You kind of struggling with it.
Yeah. Like you got your keys and you do, but that's suspicious. Maybe this and these people are on drugs, like in their depraved brain, they just didn't like the way you opened your. You coming out your house in the morning, you know, you might look at, how everybody, you look at your shit. You know, when you come outside, at nighttime, you sleeping at night, you come outside, Let me look at you. Like me, I do that. And I check my car, make sure nobody fuck with my shit. You know, he's still in the car, call the police. This guy looks suspicious. But they see you open it with the keys, but they'll still, I don't know, no, the way he was looking inside the car. You looking at your own fucking shit, checking your car. But that's where we're at right now. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
Okay. It says, verse 51. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them, and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. Man, it says, for thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast led the guilty go free. Albeit the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay.
That's what I'm saying. The accuser, I would say the accuser is gonna have to come with it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to tell the truth. The accusations that have been thrown, you say it all the time. You ain't gonna be able to say this person did that. No. What happened? When did this man rape somebody? When did this happen? You on tape saying it 100 times with no proof. So now we got to deal with you.
That's right. You gotta have proof. You gotta have.
You see?
Physical. Well, Esau society, you gotta have physical proof. Even now, well, they're trying to get George Foreman and say he raped some women back in the 70s. Right? They got Bill Cosby, now they want to get, they got R. Kelly, now they're trying to get George Foreman. Some two hoes saying he raped them back when he was I think when he was the world champ or before, in the 70s.
Oh, boy.
But you see, no proof, but it's about destroying people's image. Because all you got to do is the accusation.
Yep.
See, but back during the time of Susanna, when righteousness came, it was believed. But now, we're in Babylon. Right. Now, even the thought, even if it's not true, you're still, people still look at you like funny.
Right. Defamation of character. Right.
Defamation, even if you get vindicated, people still look at you like, I don't know, he's bad.
Sue somebody for that.
And that's what Edomite supremacy does to Jake. Period. It constantly wants to tarnish your reputation. Mm-hmm. That's what Vocab Malone is set up to do.
Yep.
It's to tarnish the damsel, to tarnish the woman's reputation. Like, this is not no virtue. This is a whore. Right. This bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. This system thrives off of you being in a particular image.
Right. Yeah.
You know. And now we're coming up out of that. They're like, hell no.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Oh, it's like. This Proverbs 18 and 17 in the NLT. The first to speak in court sounds right until the cross-examination happens.
Ooh. Great scripture, bro.
That's true. The jury be all emotional.
Right.
But then when the prosecution will go first and he pull it with the jury. At first, the jury is woo. Because people are simple. And first of all, they have women on the jury.
Yes.
Which the word testify means testicles. Y'all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really, like in the ancient world, like if you gave an oath, really, it's spiritual. I don't know if y'all know about this. Apostle Tahar taught us this a long time ago. Really, during the time of the ancient world, when a man would give a witness, bear witness, he would grab his testicles.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, yo.
This is my word.
This is my word. Remember back in the 80s, Jake? When you brothers wouldn't remember, but back in the 80s, when I was growing up in the 80s, Run DMC, Jake used to, remember Eddie Murphy made a joke, black men grabbed them, they grabbed them nuts, boy.
Scarface said that, all I got is my balls and my word.
This is my ball, they're Tony Montana.
Montana,
it was Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
Like really, you would grab your testicles.
And when you gave your
testimony, look, showing that, hey, I'm telling the truth. Testicles testify. So only a man has testicles.
Testimony.
So a woman is not supposed to be a judge, a lawyer, or on the jury. So when it comes to the whole process of judicial system, which judicial goes back to Judah, which goes back to Israel, lawyer, which goes back to Levi.
Right.
This damn devil stole everything, but Bizarro world, Bizarro. Like you had Superman, you had Bizarro Superman. Esau is nothing but Bizarro Superman.
Yeah, he's taking everything on the right hand and using it for left hand.
Con.
Unrighteous judgment.
You going before a woman judge. A woman judge. A woman with no testicles is the damn judge.
Leads out for a week without a dime.
But go ahead, but you gotta finish the story out, man.
Yeah, they were gonna charge her at first without the cross-examination. So I'm gonna try to do that to us, man.
Yep.
Without the trial.
That's right. Oh, hey, they both loving Obama signed that into. Yeah, you ain't gotta have no trial. Go ahead.
Right. The history of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 54. It says, "Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou? Under what tree sawest thou them companying together? Who answered, under a mastic tree. And Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied against thine own head."
Lying ass.
He's a defense attorney, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It says, "For even now the angel of the Most High hath received the sentence of the Most High to cut thee in two." Damn. Man, he telling the elder this right to his face, like
That's perjury too.
Yeah.
You know?
That's perjury.
Yeah, you lying on the oath.
Hey, can we get the word perjury? Somebody get the definition of that word from the blue letter?
Perjury. You want it in a regular dictionary too?
Yeah, get both. Cause let's see if they, cause you know Esau been tampering. Get it in the regular and get it in the blue letter. Perjury.
Perjury. The offense of willfully telling an untruth in a court after have taken an oath or affirmation.
That's what an oath is. An oath is an affirmation. Testifying. If you testify and you give a testicles, that means in the ancient world when you grab your testicles, you say, yo, I'm giving you my word.
Right.
That really, well, the whole idea of testicles meaning you're a man. A man is supposed to be of his word.
Right. And what comes out of your testicles, the sperm, that's the
sperm.
Legacy of the nation.
The legacy
You
of
also
the nation.
saying, I'm putting this on my
That's right, your children, your grandchildren.
Right.
So if you were a dishonorable man in the ancient world, in the old world, if you were a dishonorable man, even after you died, even if you were put to death or whatever happened to you after your death, that fucked up legacy followed your children, because even if your son didn't do nothing wrong, but then the scripture says the son shall not be guilty of the sins of the father.
Right.
So that wasn't supposed to be held against you.
But it was.
But it was. It still was.
Yeah.
You know how Israel is, man.
Yeah, you're the son. You're the son of a lying sack of shit.
You wasn't so. It wasn't. But lawfully, see, that's why Jake wasn't in keeping the law. But when you read Isaiah, Jeremiah, that's why the Most High was always cursing Jake out. Because Jake, the law. But Jake, Israel wasn't keeping the law really.
Right.
Israel was never keeping the law perfect, man.
When we go into the law, Jay get offended.
Oh, they get
They get offended. When we ask, okay, well, let's go into the law, we bring out how the Lord would judge a situation, they get mad. How can you expect an Eastern book to coincide with Western culture? We're bringing out an ancient law, man. Of course it's not going to look good according to this world. Why are you so ashamed to be an Israelite? So niggas really hate the law.
They hate the law. They hate the law, brother. They hate the law. Why? Because if we bring out the law on adultery,
right?
Which in this Western world, adultery is cool. What are you talking about? It's acceptable.
That's like drinking water.
The law.
R. Kelly, keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
Right?
The laws ain't grievous, man.
The songs are about adultery.
Yep.
Right? All them old R&B songs are mostly about adultery.
Boyfriend number 2, all that, yeah.
Huh?
Boyfriend number 2, that dude.
Yeah, but whatever, all that shit. The other one with this nigga, and he's a faggot anyway. And I wish I never met her at all.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Carl Thomas.
Carl Thomas.
Yeah.
Even though I love her so, she got love for me.
They be tripping.
Yeah, they say.
Talking about she gonna stay with the man.
But what about me?
But what about me?
What a nigga, man.
See,
Like people like this shouldn't be able to be forwarded in front of children.
They must be stopped.
In Israel, that behavior was addressed and rooted out.
Yeah,
Whether it be a stoning
Yeah.
or a screw.
If it was
a
inside of you,
yeah.
you had to be removed from the nation. Your DNA strand needs to go to
But that song
back to the earth.
can be pulled up on the internet 24/7.
Good.
He ain't even got to physically be in front of you.
Yeah, it
But
ain't
what these people are pushing,
This
you know,
man.
The vibration.
it's a vibration.
And then the nigga got the nerve to say, maybe in another life.
Yeah, he gonna come back and
Ways to be the way. No, nigga, you gonna come back in another life. You know what I'm saying?
How do you plan to
Maybe in
commit adultery
another
in
life.
reincarnation? That's a wicked nigga.
Yeah.
You planning to commit adultery when I come up and be a baby, I'm gonna grow up, and I'm gonna fuck you when you got a man.
He would never stop.
Yeah, he ain't gonna stop. Like in other words, he gonna come back in the reincarnation and he's gonna do it again.
Yeah, he would never. He has to be destroyed. He can't be allowed to produce kids. They gonna be, you know.
Yeah, let's
finish this
But
up.
I'm into the story now, man.
All right, so this is verse 55. It says, and Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now the angel of the Most High hath received the sentence of the Most High to cut thee in two. If you think about that scripture in Sirach, it says pretty much there be spirits created for vengeance, right?
And
So-
so precept.
Bring it out.
And essentially, we usually use this verse when we cut, Esau out on the highways and hedges. But in its correct context, it's talking about the wicked Jakes, wicked Israel. And this is John 8:40. For ye are of your father the devil, and of the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is the liar and the father of it. Okay, and that's exactly what, and that's addressed to these wicked elders here, because, like I said, we use this verse can be, we use it twofold, but he's literally talking about Yahweh Shai when he was being convicted, and though he was telling them the truth, just like Susanna was, so he's basically putting a light on him that you Jakes are wicked, man. You of your father the devil.
That's right. He was talking to wicked niggas.
Yeah, he wicked niggas, man.
Keep going. Keep going. He gonna get on. He on the helmet.
Right. Verse 56. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah.
He called him a Hamite. And you know what?
The devil.
Brothers, you could use this for the Gentiles. Like, if you was acting like a heathen, those who were keeping the laws, they would call you of another nation. They would say you're not an Israelite.
That sounds like something they say, man, you acting like them.
You acting like a Hamite. Basically, he said, you goddamn Hamite. You ain't of the seed of Judah, nigga. You a Hamite.
That's right. That's somewhere else.
That's an offense right there.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee, and lust hath perverted thine heart. Thus hath he dealt with the daughter.
Lust have perverted thine heart. Meaning them niggas, they wanted to pop. What it was, they was hating on the brother. They wanted to have sex with her. They wanted to pop her, and they knew it wasn't gonna happen. So they said, "Fuck it. If I can't have you, nobody will." Basically, wicked, evil niggas, man. Yeah, man, and that goes on to this very day, brother. You know who the Israelites are.
Yep.
You got wicked niggas that will come and to you and say some shit about your woman. Yo, your girl, I saw her. So you can get mad and break up. This has happened. I know. So that you got niggas that will come to you and the same thing. Put some shit in your ear about you. Yo, I saw your girl with some dude, so and so and so and so. So you can get mad and break up with your woman so that they can move in.
So they can holler.
They can move in on it. Yeah, man. You got people, mothers, man.
Yep. That's right.
That's why you gotta monitor even the people you around, man. You know what I mean? You gotta monitor the people, but in this truth, you're supposed to be in the safe. Because here we don't, but here, brother, it's happened to me. That wicked niggas so-called in the truth that will try to, they want your woman, man. We done dealt with some wicked, the scriptures are alive for me, bro. Because I've lived it. Like me and the apostle, we lived it. We've actually met some of these niggas we're reading about right now.
Man.
Yeah, man. Niggas will bring up accusations on you to try to get you kicked out the school or the camp so they can have your woman.
Wow.
It's been done, like High Priest Ariel said. It's been done to me. Well, it didn't happen to me because, hey, I can relate to this story all the way. The Lord delivered me, man.
Wow.
But it was a dude who was trying to do that to me.
Damn.
He wanted to try to get with the woman I was with at the time. And you know, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'll be honest. I was beating the bitch, but I wasn't beating her ass like that. But I was going upside her fucking head.
Yeah.
I was young. I was 21 back then.
Yeah.
I was going upside her head. But so what?
Right.
But the bitch deserved it. She was a dildo head. You know what I mean? But I wasn't abusing the bitch like that.
Right.
But it came out in the council. Hey, but through the, oh man, but I can tell you how about Shimmy Hoshad. Hey man, High Priest Ariad came to my rescue, man. Man, I remember that, that's something, if I live to be 100 years old, I'll never forget the things I've been through. But High Priest Ariad, man, came to my rescue, man. Yahushua, you know what I mean? But the dude who did it was supposed to be my boy. Me and his brother was close. The dude who was bringing me to, him and my woman were bringing me to council.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's fugazi.
Yeah, brothers, man. This truth, man, is a motherfucker.
And that's why you don't invite nobody to your relationship.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? Oh, that's heavy you said that. That's heavy you said that, Mike. Because you know what? I made a mistake too. Because that's what I did. Because, you know, I was young, but this brother, I looked up to this brother. Well, this particular guy, he was the dude who gave me my name that y'all know me by today. Rakaya Allah. Rakah. My name is Rakaya Allah. But everybody know me as Rakah, Apostle Rakah, but my name in its entirety is Rakaya Allah. This was the same brother. He was a little older than me, but he was like an older brother figure to me. In the truth, I looked up to this brother. I confided in this brother. When I had problems with my woman, I would go to this brother. So, you know, Mike, that's what I did. But I was young and naive, you know. But I invited him in because brother, you know, me and my woman going through this and that. But because the chick was a little older than me too. But basically, this nigga wanted her. So going back to the story of Susanna, them niggas wanted her. So I guess they knew and they figured, we know she ain't gonna give us none because they knew she was a righteous woman. So they said, fuck it, we gonna get this bitch killed. So we can't get none of that shit.
We're gonna put pressure on her.
Then guess what? Her husband, he ain't getting none either. Or nobody else. That was the same scenario being played out. How could Amalek is wicked, but come on, brother, when we reading these, I'm seeing niggas. As we're reading this story, I'm actually seeing wicked niggas, man. That's the Israelites, man. Come on, man. That right there tells you we the Israelites. The people of color, you know, the Negroes and Latinos and Native man. Who else could be the Israelites but us? Okay, brother, finish it out, man.
All right. Verse 57. It says, "Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear company with you. But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness. Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them a company together? Who answered, under a home tree. Then said Daniel unto him, Well, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of the Most High waiteth with a sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With that all, the assembly cried out with a loud voice, and praised the Most High, who saveth them that trust in him. And they arose.
Wow.
No, just go ahead and finish it out.
Verse 61, it says, and they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth. Man, makes me think of how the scripture says their own tongues gonna fall upon themselves.
Wow,
Psalm
man.
64.
I was saying, at the end of the day, the Lord gonna deliver us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, and according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intend to do to their neighbor.
Ooh. The niggas got put to death.
Yep.
They probably got stoned to death. They probably got chopped up. They probably got the gallows. You know what I mean?
It says, and they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved that day.
That's what I'm saying. The damsel that cried out, it ain't no gal found in her.
Right.
You see, we want to be that. We want to be that damsel that cry out, man. We that damsel that's crying out. You see, the 2/3 ain't gonna cry out.
Right, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me.
Did you see that?
Cried unto me. Yeah.
You see that?
2/3 ain't crying out, man. The 2/3 want to stay here.
Yeah, they opening their legs like
You're
a nasty
penetrated,
Yeah, they say, come on, come on.
Yeah, they want the
Give
train.
it to me,
man.
Poppy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
On camera.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Yeah.
Putting the legs behind him. Y'all.
Man.
Damn.
Man.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Verse 63.
Well, that's Nate and them too. That's Nate, that's Johanna. They got the, what you call those? They got the,
501c3.
501c3s. They, you know, they said we're gonna open up some schools, some buildings, and 10 years we're gonna have more buildings set up and businesses. And
Yeah, you gotta sign up. You gotta sign up for all them other groups, man.
They're basically making a covenant,
Yeah.
a marriage with death.
Man, I had that.
They're allowing a covenant via, and that's in the law. The law says make no covenants with them. So how much more when the pressure comes? You know, they're gonna. A lot of Jake is gonna fold. You had any other precepts?
You finished the
I was going to finish through. So
Yeah.
3 more verses. Right? It says, verse 63. It says, therefore Chelseus and his wife praised the Most High for their daughter Susanna with Joachim her husband,
Man.
and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her. From that day forth was Daniel had in great reputation in the sight of God.
hey, brother, I can relate to this story. I'm telling you, I can relate to this because man, that's what I've been in that situation. We've been in that, man. So when the Lord deliver you, man, the Lord, man, I know what it feels like. I've been there many times, man. I know what Joachim and Susanna, that feeling when the Lord delivers you, it's like, wow, man, the Lord is really with me, man. And you think, bro, I mean, it's an awesome feeling, man.
I got one to
It's a feeling like no other feeling in the world, man. When you in a situation you think the curtains for you, man. Man, the Lord deliver you, man, and vindicate you and shit, man. So can you imagine what it's gonna be like when, man, brother, if we can make it through this, Yahweh shall come back.
Man. Gone.
Hey, man, whatever, man. That's why you gotta. That's why these elders, they're trying to prepare you, brothers, for the worst. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst, man. Don't lose faith. Like, hey, bro, look, we may have to get put to death. Like Apostle Gabal. Apostle Gabal always pushes that. Hey, brother, you might have to prepare to face the guillotine. I mean, of course, we're in the flesh, and you're gonna be afraid, but have faith in the Lord, man. Then Esau said, you're gonna take the chip, or we're gonna cut your fucking head off right in this other room. Right. You know, if you take the chip, you'll stay alive for that moment.
Yeah. To do what?
But then afterwards, you will know that you're gonna die anyway.
To stand in line. You go take the chip and just get in line and see what they're doing for the next round. No, you gotta have the mindset. I'd rather go back to the spirit world.
Yeah.
That's literally, if you don't think like that, you gotta pray to the Lord for faith. But you should have it in your mind. If it gets to the point where either death or them putting the chip in me, I'll go home. Because I believe in what the scriptures say.
And they say you gonna be at rest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say you gonna come back.
Right.
Right.
You gonna be raised
You
up.
can't lose.
Yeah. And you ain't gonna be in the spirit world too long, because it's gonna be, at that point, when that stuff start happening, it's just gonna be a quick.
The Lord gonna intervene. Because that's them trying to totally annihilate the spiritual temple. Once they come after the men of the Lord, they're trying to annihilate. Because how do you attack a spiritual temple? The heathen always knew they had to get the temple cut off to cut off the sacrifice, because that's how we commune with our power. That's, and we're offering up a sacrifice. So once they come for the temple, Revelation 20 describes fire from heaven coming down.
That's the missiles.
Yeah, the Lord will stop it. The chariots gonna come too. And it's gonna be war at that time, but the Lord is gonna deliver us at that moment, like when He's trying to he gotta get us out of the way
When
to
the
do
enemy
what
shall
Cain
come
tried to
against the
do. Yep. Yep.
And that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Fire in the Sky, that movie. I was seeing that movie. It's on YouTube now. Fire in the Sky. It's about the chariots that kidnapped them, that cracker. Travis Walton, back in, you know.
Back to old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire in the Sky, right? Fire come. So that's the missiles and the chariots.
That's it.
Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. I mean, come on, man. The chariots gonna come. I mean, hey, but then the scriptures said the sinner shall not see death. So, like, there are certain brothers that's gonna be, but for the most part, the men of the Lord gonna be delivered.
Good, yeah.
They ain't gonna get put to death.
It ain't gonna, yeah.
Because the scripture said that was Revelations 11:3.
Right. And the ones who do get put to death, their works do follow them.
Right.
But it's promised that he gonna deliver somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we all get put to death, right? If we all just get put to death, who the hell is Yahweh coming back to deliver?
Somebody got to
Somebody got to be here to be
No
delivered.
cab get beamed up. No. No.
Can you read that scripture in Revelations 11:3, Baba Bashar? After that, that's up to y'all. I just want to, if y'all don't mind, you can close it with that. Or, I mean, that's not my call. That's y'all call, man. I just did this one.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 3.
You know, you can break it down, or another brother could break it down.
And I will give power unto my two witnesses, being the northern and southern kingdom, particularly the elect. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth, which is the time period that we're in right now. And what you read in this very chapter, actually, that 3.5 days, we were at 350 years being pretty much without. Now the Lord revealed it back into the nation of Israel.
Yeah, okay.
You wanted verse 4 too?
Just keep reading, man.
Okay.
Break it down. Read, break it down. If you didn't get to the juicy part yet.
Okay. It says, these are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them...
Well, you got to break that down. Well, if you can't,
That's
somebody
the
help.
elect. Basically, that's the elect who have the truth. Judah and Ephraim.
That's
The
right.
two- The two witnesses, the two olive trees, represent the elect with the wisdom, and that's the house of David, Judah and Ephraim, all 12 tribes.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
very simple.
That's it.
It's very simple. I figured y'all all should know that. Judah and Jerusalem. The northern and southern kingdom come back together. The Israelites, the Amos, the 9th chapter.
Right.
Right?
That's it.
Amos, the 9th chapter. I will raise again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen. The tabernacle of David that represents, meaning the northern, all the tribes coming back together, but starting with the elect.
That's it.
As we see, we got here, all of us, in this room alone, we got how many different tribes in here?
Yeah, we got a few.
You see what I'm saying? Right? Levi's in here, Judah's in here, Reuben is in here, Gad is in here, Issachar is in here, right? Is Benjamin?
Benjamin is in here.
Is Benjamin in here? I don't know, but whatever. But look at that. See, Benjamin's in there, right? So look how many of the tribes I just called off out of the 12 that's in this room right now?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. That's prophecy, man.
Verse 5, it says, if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them...
That's the kind of power that's coming. That's what this wisdom is leading to, immortality. Like, and the Lord is going to put a special spirit. Like, the Lord, we're going to be all right. The elect going to be all right. Now, a few of us he may get, but the Lord didn't intend on him to put his hands on everybody. Something going to happen to where he going to work a work. And literally, he gonna put the spirit, like, he gonna make you a weapon. You gonna be blowing fire out of your eyes, like he gonna be. We ain't making this up. It's written. And you gotta believe on that level. If you don't believe that this is even possible, you're in the wrong place. Because first of all, we believe in a resurrection. So if you believe in a resurrection, then nothing should be in your mind like, nah, the Lord can't do that.
Possible, yeah. Well, I say, if you believe your vote matters, you can believe that the Lord come back. Hey, come on now. Come on, son. You had a precept?
Kind of. Yeah, this is St. Luke 18:6. It says, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cried day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? So that's just backing up the story of Susanna. The elect were crying out to the Most High day and night, man. He's long suffering, but he's going to surely avenge us.
That's right.
Verse 8, it says,
I was going to make a quick point. Even in that parable, there was a woman that was crying to the judge continually, like consistently, until the judge was like,
And he was a wicked
And he
judge.
was an unjust judge.
He was an unjust judge.
So imagine we got a righteous judge, you know what I'm saying, in the heavens.
Right.
How
Yeah.
was son Yahushua? It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Because our faith is going to be tried, you know what I'm saying? False accusations, persecution,
Yes, sir.
you know? But he's going to surely avenge us, man. So our cries are not going to go unheard.
That's right. And that's what, and that's why that's the beauty of the story. You know, when Susanna was at the Lord, bro, sentenced to death behind two lying, you know what I'm saying? And to bro, Daniel was raised up to help her out. He had been through that. You know what I'm saying? Been through that. Look, the lions was finna eat it. They starved the lions. He had been through that situation with Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Right? Right? We need, that's what I'm saying. What about the situation with Bel and the dragon? Bro, the Lord put the spirit on Daniel to judge and to show us. Right? Like, bro, the name of this lesson is the history of Susanna. What all did we talk about today? Yeah, let's go. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. With that, right? We want to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great